Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be reacting to a song called They Call Me Doc by Walker McGuire. I have no idea what this song is about. I have some ideas, but I'm not too sure. I'm looking forward to it. If it's something like the stuff that I've been listening to lately regarding like the US military and patriotism, I really hope it is, and I know that I'm going to enjoy it. I want to talk quickly about the support you guys have been giving me. I really appreciate all your views and your comments and your likes and your subscriptions, especially because I feel as though my message is a patriotic one towards the United States, and it might be nice, especially for some Americans who aren't really happy with their country at the moment, to see actually from an outside perspective how good the US really is from a European's point of view, because I'm telling you now, the rest of the world is in dire straits as well. So I really appreciate your views, and I really hope that it's my message that's coming across that's making you guys making you guys enjoy the videos. So now that's done, that's out of the way, I want to say that I'm very excited for this video. It's been requested at least 10 times, so it should be great. I'm going to put a hat on in a second because my hair's an absolute mess, so don't feel weird if my face changes. And before we get to the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos, and comment down below any recommendations you have. I know it might seem as though I'm not looking at your recommendations, but I am. I just have a list of about 60 songs at the moment that I'm getting through one by one, and your song that you recommend will at some point be up on this channel. So thank you very much, guys, and have a great day.
They call me Doc, but I ain't got no degree. When shit hits the fan,
Medic.
they're calling for me.
Medic.
From bluegrass Kentucky, with red blood on my hands, nobody calls me hero except for my friends. I woke up from dreams to find out they were real. I can tell you how it went, but I can't tell you how it feels. Yeah, I've seen it all. Helped heroes who fall, pick them up till they stand tall. And I've been in the field, worked down to the bone, to make sure all my brothers get back home. I've shared the smiles, I've shed the tears, and swore they'd make it out of here. When they scream, please make it stop. They call me Doc, but they all know my name, 'cause it's stitched on my chest and it hangs on this chain. You won't read it in the paper or see it on the TV, but I don't need no fame, that's fine by me. Yeah, when they're broken, bruised, man, I know just what I do. My job always starts when their job is through. Yeah, I've seen it all, helped heroes who fall, pick them up till they stand tall. And I've been in the field, worked down to the bone, to make sure all my brothers get back home. Yeah, I've shared the smiles, I've shed the tears, and swore they'd make it out of here. When they scream, please make it stop. They call me Doc. Yeah, they call me Doc. Well, you'll never know the heartache of looking a grown man in the eye, and he asks, am I gonna make it? And you've got to lie. Well, they call me Doc, but I ain't got no degree. When shit hits the fan, they're calling for me. From bluegrass Kentucky, with red blood on my hands, nobody calls me hero except for my friends. Yeah, they call me Doc.
Wow. Thank you, Doc. Thank you.
When the stakes are high at work, your tone matters. Grammarly's advanced.
An incredible song. Incredibly moving. Incredible song. So there's a lot to unpack in that song. So that was obviously a song about an army medic or a Navy corpsman. Medic, yeah. So I've got some thoughts on that. So if you look at a lot of war movies, TV series and stuff like that, you notice that the medic is somewhat overlooked. There's a lot of focus on the main characters, those assaulting positions and defending positions, soldiers. Well, no, that is wrong, because a medic is a soldier. Also, he's also fighting in a different way. So that's the wrong way to phrase it. What I mean is people in a combat role. Now, there was a very interesting series, I'm sure you guys know it, Band of Brothers. When they were in Bastogne, there was an entire episode dedicated to Doc Rowe. It followed him and showed his struggles as an army medic. And I thought that was really, really insightful, because those men are heroes, you know. They save lives, and they save lives of men who are screaming in agony and who have horrific wounds. And not just that, it's one thing to operate, it's one thing to stabilize and save a man's life as a doctor when you're in a clean, sterile environment, in a hospital with every piece of equipment you could ever need. It's another thing to do it in the freezing cold outside in the forest of Bastogne or the deserts of Afghanistan, or not really deserts, but the mountains of Afghanistan, you know, the hills of Korea and the Chosin Reservoir, the jungle of Vietnam, or the wasteland that was the Somme in the First World War. So I have an incredible respect for their ability to save lives and for the hardship they go. If you really want to think about it not in a crude manner, in quite a horrible manner, as a combat operative, you see death all around, left, right, and center, and of course, depending on the conflict that you're in, you'll see more or less death. I know for sure that somebody who fought in the Second World War saw more death than somebody who fought in Afghanistan, for example. But that's not a good analogy, because that is as though I'm downplaying the level of hardship and sorrow that can be seen in Afghanistan. I'm definitely not doing that. Not even 1% of me is doing that, just to clarify. But as a medic, you see it firsthand, up close to your face, every single day. And it's people you know and people you love as a brother that you're trying to save their lives. And of course, it must be incredibly rewarding when you are able to do so. But sometimes there are things that are out of your control that the medic simply just can't. You know, there are things that you can't fix, unfortunately. You know, so I have an incredible respect for the level of resilience, skill, tenacity, and bravery that these army medics have, and I think very often they're overlooked in pop culture and in movies, and I think that's something that needs to change. I know a couple of army medics myself, who one is still serving and one is retired or has left the service, and I tell you, they're some of the most incredible people in the world. They truly, truly are. So I want to say Army medics, God bless you. Not Army medics, medics in general, corpsmen as well. Those in the Marines, Navy, of course the Marines use Navy corpsmen, but and the Army, on a Coast Guard as well. You know, God bless you. You do God's work genuinely. So thank you very much for your service, your sacrifice, and honestly your mental sacrifice, because I can't imagine the mental anguish that you may feel on a day-to-day basis due to things that you've seen. So God bless you, and yes, thank you, because you save our boys. You save us when we need saving, because, you know, as a combat operative, all you can do is you can't really do anything to yourself, can you? You can't really fix yourself when you've been shot in the chest, or you've got a sucking chest wound, or, you know, a round to the abdomen. It's the medic who fixes you, saves your life, and sends you back to somewhere where they can properly treat you. So these are genuinely real American heroes, and not just American heroes, but heroes of all our allies, the UK, of course, where I'm from, all of Europe, people who have deployed under NATO and the United Nations for the pursuit of liberty and freedom for all peace-loving nations. So thank you very, very much, medics, corpsmen. You do an amazing job. This was a really heartfelt song. I want to talk about the musical aspect and the vocal aspect, because these two men have incredible voices, and the fact that it was just done with them two sitting on a stool with a guitar each was even better. It gave it a more simplistic sort of tone, and that really allowed the message to come through. And I want to know Walker McGuire, and I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not sure who the other person is. If you guys could comment, if you know, let me know who that is, because it'd be really interesting to find out if any of them have been medics, or have served. I'm gonna assume that they've served. I don't think it's a song probably that you can sort of cultivate in your mind without having had those experiences, to be honest, because it seemed like quite a personal thing to talk about. So let me know, have they served, in which branch, and also let's see if you guys know, and if they were medics, because I'm assuming at least one of them must have been, or they are simply just paying homage, or not homage, paying respect to the medics that they had with them in the field when they were deployed. Either one, extremely admirable, a very, very beautiful song. And this didn't talk about the United States, so people might look at this video as this song as not being patriotic. No, but damn right it is, because we're talking about American men and women who put their lives on the line to save the lives of other American men and women every single day. That's as patriotic as anyone can ever be, okay, to do something like that. And a song about it is really, really, really showing a deep level of patriotism and support for our troops, and the people who risk their lives every single day and spend months and months and possibly years away from their loved ones to defend the freedoms of people who might not even appreciate it. So guys, medics, everyone deployed, everyone who will be deployed and has been deployed, thank you very much for your service. Not just deployed, enlisted. Thank you very much for your service, your sacrifice, and everything you do for this great nation. That is the United States, and that extends to all allies as well. Medics in the UK, people who have been deployed, soldiers, that extends to you too. So God bless you. You're doing God's work, and thank you very, very much for your service and absolutely everything you do, your tenacity and your bravery. It's not a common trait anymore amongst society, if I'm honest. And what the military does is takes an uncommon trait and makes it common. So that is something extremely admirable. So well done to absolutely everyone, and thank you very much. I'm going to leave it there. It's not really a happy song that I can sit here and smile, and because it has had a very, very deep meaning, and of course there was connotations to death there, of brave men. So I'm not going to sit here and smile and act like I'm going to be jumping around and all happy for a while. But I am going to ask you guys, if you enjoyed this video and the comments that I've made, the commentary that I've done on the video, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my content, and give me your recommendations down below in the comment section. I do want to say, if you guys think that my commentary is too long or too in depth, please let me know. If you'd just like to listen to more music, that would be fine. I will try and do that. Just know that the commentary, I think, is what's going to give me my sort of unique, I want to give you my unique outlook. Otherwise, you might as well just go and watch the music video yourselves. This is how I feel about the song, and how I am expressing some patriotic and maybe some political opinion throughout. And I think we all need to do that at the moment and have a bit more of an open rhetoric, because what's happening is that you have people who hate the United States and hate the military, who shout and scream the loudest, and everyone hears them all across social media platforms and across CNN and whatever it might be. So I think we need to stand up and speak what we believe to be true, to really have a good debate and rhetoric that will ultimately bring the United States forward a leap, as opposed to leaving it stagnant or bringing it back to what it was 50, 60 years ago, where if you spoke out against something that you disagreed with, you might get, no, I'm not saying that the First Amendment wasn't valid, of course, but in the times of obviously Jim Crow, that wasn't really, that wasn't really enforced, especially for certain parts of the population. That isn't me virtue signaling about slavery or Jim Crow. So before you comment that, of course it isn't. You know my stance. I'm obviously a Republican. Okay, I don't know how you could look at me and think I was anything but a Republican. So that to say, saying that though doesn't mean I don't respect people who have genuinely valid views from the other side. Okay, but what I'm trying to say to you is that it's important that we all speak out how we feel about certain parts of society, and unfortunately the people who have the least to say tend to scream the loudest. So it's important that we drown them out with genuinely important and informed political views and debate. So that's where I'm coming from. If you don't want to see that, you let me know, but I think that's what makes this channel unique. And I'm very well educated on American politics and history, so I'd like to display that to you as much as I possibly could. So guys, thank you very much for your support. Thank you for your subscriptions and your likes, and I will see you next time with any more of your suggestions, and I really, really can't wait, guys.